orbs that will seek out enemies and hit them repeatedly. Look at this. Hello everybody, and welcome to the Blaze Wizard 5th job skill video, where I'll go over Blaze Wizard's 5th job skills, Orbital Inferno, and Savage Flame. Now, don't mind Long Live the King over here. Orbital Flame has a 5-second cooldown, and as you would think, is just a bigger version of your actual attack. There it is. And it does the exact same thing. It goes forward and comes back. You can also aim it in all 4 directions, like you can with the, normal attack. And, yeah, it does a lot of damage, as long as it's covering the enemy. And, oh, it also ignores 50% of enemy defense. And doesn't get you killed by damage reflect. Alright, so after that, we have Savage Flame. Now, this skill took me a while to realize what was happening. I also did a little bit of research, Google, whatnot. And basically, the passive effect is that as you attack enemies that are hit with ignition, you gain one, what do they actually call it? One flame charge. So you need flame charges in order to use the skill. And based on which summon you have out, right now I have Mufasa, and then we can also have, I don't know, some kind of fox. It's adorable. But, yeah, you need to have flame charges. And you'll actually see the number of flame charges that you have down here on the bottom right. Well, for me, because I have it there. But anyway, you can have up to 6, and you get them by attacking enemies that are hit with ignition. So you need to have at least 2 in order to use either skill. But the more that you have, the better the skill is. So for Blazing Lion, or when you take out Mufasa, he'll do like an explosion attack that is just beautiful. And it does 43, what am I talking about? It does 35% extra damage, or 35% final damage for every flame that you have. Or actually it says for, yeah, whatever, I'll just leave it like that. I mean, it says for every flame over the minimum cost, so I guess that means, 2 is the minimum, and anything above. Anyway, it's very strong. Just trust me there, it's very strong. And then if you use the, what's it called? Flame Fox, then it summons kind of like these heat-seeking orbs that just zoom into enemies and bounce on them repeatedly. They can bounce up to 7 times. You can generate up to 2 more for every 1 flame charge that you have. So, yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and show them. So, as you would imagine, the giant fireball, it's just a giant fireball. It doesn't really do too much, but it has a really short cooldown and does a lot of damage as long as it's touching the enemy. So I'll try to get it on the edge right there. As you see, you want to try to get as many hits out as you can on it, because if you do it too close, it doesn't really do too much. You want to make sure to get the most out of the hits as you can. So anyway, then we have, I guess I'll use the fox first. I almost died. So anyway, what he does is sends out these little orbs that will seek out enemies and hit them repeatedly. This is actually the bossing skill if you're attacking, like, 1 enemy. Like, if you're only attacking 1 enemy, this is the skill that you want to use, the fox. However, if you're fighting multiple enemies, or the boss has multiple parts, I would suggest using the lion. Because not only does the lion do so much more damage on multiple targets, but it's just... Here, I'll show you. So let me get the stacks on everybody. Okay, so here we go. So some of these enemies haven't been hit, or actually because of the ignition they have. Here, I'll go to a different map. That'll show you how strong it is. It's so strong though. Alright, look at this. So I haven't even touched these enemies, right? And look at this. Instantly killed them in 1 hit. That is really good. So you mainly want to use... What was that? So you mainly want to use the lion for mobbing or attacking more than just one enemy, which again is mobbing, but I mean there's bosses like Horntail, Zakum, who have multiple parts, where you want to use the lion. Unless, of course, if you're training, if you can one-hit the enemies that you're training on with the Foxfire, or the Fox version of the skill, then definitely use the Fox. But I can't, so I prefer using the lion. I could be wrong. I mean, if any Blaze Wizard mains out there feel differently, please put it in the comments and I'll make like a side video explaining what I said wrong or whatever. But anyway, those are the skills. I guess I can show them in bossing? Or at least in Dojo. I mean, oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. When fighting a single target, it's very hard to gain stacks, because if you're fighting multiple targets, that means there's more enemies to get flame charges from. If you're attacking one enemy, that means you're mainly only getting, because ignition takes like what, 10 seconds to explode, so that you can reapply it. It's actually going to take a whole minute to get 6 stacks. However, just like look over at it every so often. Just look over at the skill and be like, oh, I have 6 stacks, I might as well use the skill. It's not really something you pay too much attention to, but I mean, I guess I'm gonna find out when I do Dojo how easy it is to gain stacks. So anyway, I guess I'll get to Von Leon and then continue from there. Alright, so here we are at Von Leon, and let's go ahead and use the new skills. Because he's so tall, I would actually throw the orb up to get the most hits out of it. But yeah, let's go ahead and use that skill, and because there's only one enemy, it's getting the most damage out of it. Oh, I do want to see something. So I have no flame stacks right now. Let's see. But I heard that if you use different skills, you would get them faster. Does not seem to be the case. I got 1 stack. Maybe if I use this. Nope. So yeah, I guess you do have to wait a whole minute before you get the before you get all of your stacks. Well, kinda sucks, but whatever. I'm sure they'll change it someday. Yeah, Von Leon. Not that bad. Then again, I did burn him alive. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.